There are 172 inspirations waiting here, not in words, but in textures, not in theory, but in shadow, stone, and silence. Each gate, each path, each moss-covered stone holds a story not to be read, but to be felt. You don't need to memorize them. Just breathe and let your senses walk. This is not just a list of garden ideas. This is a journey through stillness, a quiet conversation between nature and soul. Welcome to 172 inspirations for your own backyard sanctuary.
A garden is not just a park. It is an inner space translated outward, a place where silence becomes the most honest voice. A doorway that opens awareness. Imagine this. You stand before a simple wooden gate. No grand carvings, no flashy colors, just old wood, silent, standing as the guardian of stillness. You step in. The wind pauses, as if to welcome you. Your steps slow. The sound of your feet on gravel becomes clear. Ahead, there is no grand statue, no majestic fountain, only small stones arranged mindfully, soft moss growing gently, and a curved wooden bridge over a quiet stream. You don't know why, but your heart calms, as if you've just crossed an invisible threshold. The world changes, but it's not the outer world. It's you who change. The philosophy of Wabi-sabi teaches that true beauty lies in imperfection, that cracks, age, and wear are not flaws, they are features. When we accept that the world is not perfect, that life is fragile and limited, peace begins to grow. A Japanese garden is a space of contemplation, not just for the eyes, but for the soul. Every element invites us to stop, to see, and finally to understand. The philosophy of Wabi-sabi teaches that true beauty lies in imperfection, that cracks, age, and wear are not flaws, they are features. When we accept that the world is not perfect, that life is fragile and limited, peace begins to grow. A Japanese garden is a space of contemplation, not just for the eyes, but for the soul. Every element invites us to stop, to see, and finally to understand. Japanese garden decoration is not built with ego, it is built with humility. There are 5 main principles. 1. Shizen, naturalness, nothing forced. 2. Kanso, simplicity, avoid complexity. 3. Fukinsei, asymmetry, harmony through imbalance. 4. Shibui, quiet elegance, nothing flashy. 5. Yugen, mystery, beauty that is never fully revealed. With these principles, we do not just create a space to look at, we create a space to reflect within. Stones are the backbone of a Japanese garden, but make no mistake, they are not lifeless. they live. They represent mountains, strength, steadiness, but also time, because stones are never in a hurry. They are still, yet alive, aged, yet dignified. In Zen gardens, stones are never placed at random. Their position, alone or in groups, defines their meaning. Some are centers, others are supporters. Even the sand around them is raked, creating waves, flows, tranquility. We learn from stones that movement is not always necessary. Sometimes, stillness is the most powerful form of presence. Water is the soul of the Japanese garden. Sometimes it appears as a stream, sometimes as a pond, sometimes only as sound. But there are gardens without water at all, like the dry Zen gardens, where only sand and stones exist. But that sand is raked daily by monks as a practice of mindfulness, as a form of meditation, which means water doesn't have to be liquid to flow. Just like emotions, just like thoughts. You won't find rows of brightly colored flowers here, because a Japanese garden does not aim to dazzle your eyes. It wants to open your heart. Plants are chosen not for beauty, but from meaning, form, and growth. Pine represents endurance. Bamboo symbolizes flexibility. Moss embodies patience. All of them teach us something. In Japanese gardens, you will find stone paths. They are not straight. They are not fast. They are not direct, because not all journeys need to be efficient. Sometimes we need slow, winding paths to see beauty around us, to find hidden meaning. That is what the Japanese garden offers. Not a destination, but a journey. In Japanese aesthetics, there is a principle called ma. It means empty space, but not empty in the hollow sense, empty with intention, like silence in music, like pause in conversation. In the Japanese garden, empty space matters. It gives breath to the eyes. It gives rest to the mind. Without space, everything feels crowded. So does life. Stone lanterns are not just lights. They symbolize inner illumination. Bridges are not transitions. They mark changes from one life stage to another. Torii gates are not mere decoration. They remind us we are entering sacred space. When placed with awareness, all these objects become tools for meditation. 4 seasons in a single breath. The Japanese garden is never static. It moves with the seasons. Spring, cherry blossoms fall like soft rain, fleeting beauty. Summer, lush greens, the sound of insects, warm air. Autumn, red and orange leaves drop silently. Winter, snow covers everything. Silence reigns. We learn that everything comes and goes, and that's not something to fear, but to respect. In the end, the Japanese garden is not about soil, not about plants, not about decor. It is a mirror. It reflects who you are. It does not speak, but it listens. And if you are still enough, present enough, you will hear its answers. You don't need large land. You don't need much money. You don't need to be an architect. You only need intention. You only awareness. Place a stone with respect. Spread gravel with heart. Plant bamboo with a prayer. And let it all grow, not just in the soil, but inside you. The Japanese garden is not a place to sit. It is a place to return. Breathe in, exhale. and begin. With one step, one stone, one empty space. For yourself, for peace, for the beauty that never asks to be seen.